Thanks for clicking on to Wayne.com to talk Inside the Zone high school football. Justin Kinney of the News Sentinel, Glenn Moraney here from Wayne TV. Sectional championship Friday for all classes except 6A, but that is where we're going to start. Regional championship time, and it's going to be a tough one for Carroll. They traveled down to Carmel. What do you see as being the biggest keys in this game?
It's defense, I think, for Carroll. Their defense has been tremendous all year. You know, they pitched a shutout against Homestead last Friday, gave up 6 points combined to Homestead in 2 games this year. I mean, it's been a phenomenal defensive performance all year for Carroll, but the challenge they face Friday is immeasurably bigger than anything they faced this year. And that's not an understatement. That's not grandstanding. I mean, Carmel is the #1 team in the state, legitimately, regardless of class. And it's going to be a huge test for Carroll to go down there and not just win, and it sounds bad, but just to be competitive. Be on there. So we'll see.
Yeah, it was a 38-7 game last year when these two teams met at the same round. So certainly there is some familiarity, which might work in Carroll's favor. But also, you know, last week, Carmel, we talked about what they have athletically. They've got a lot everywhere.
Right.
But 14-7 against Fishers last week. I know Fishers is a really good football team too. But maybe if you're Doug Dinan, do you look at that game, take a look at the tape and say, okay, here's the blueprint, because really all you can ask in any playoff game is to be in the game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I definitely think, you know, Carmel really hasn't outscored a lot of teams, especially elite teams. You know, they gave up 7 against Trinity, gave up 14 to Ben Davis, 10 to Warren Central. None of those games were really blowout games. So they've won a lot of close games. I think they're 6-0 against teams in games 10 points or decided by 10 points or less. So similar to Carroll in that respect. So, you know, this isn't a Carmel team exactly that's dominating everybody by 50, but their quality of competition has been a lot better than Carroll's. So, you know, take out of that what you want.
I think if you're Doug Dinan and the coaching staff, you can point to the 2012 season and say, remember when everybody counted us out against Penn?
Yeah, and I mentioned that over the weekend. You know, everybody was counting out two years ago. They go to Penn and win 14-13. So crazier things have happened.
That is certainly true. Final question before we move on. What is the #1 biggest thing that Carroll has to do to win on Friday night?
They can't get into a shootout with Carmel. They need that defense to really keep them in the game and allow that offense to make some plays here and there. If Carroll's going to win this game, it's going to be a 14-7, a 17-14, 20-14 type game. If this game gets in the 30s, the chances for Carroll to really win, I think, diminish.
And Carroll's only given up 3 total points in the postseason so far against Warsaw and Homestead. So certainly the defense, they hope, is up to the challenge. They have been playing well.